everyone. So today for our Worksheet Wednesday, I'm going to give you a little bit of a math lesson to go with it because we didn't have our Math Monday because it was a holiday from Easter. So I want us to think about back last week when we were talking about our number bonds. Remember, this is what a number bond is. A number bond has the whole with the two lines coming off of it and the parts. No matter which way you do it, the whole is always the circle with the two lines coming off of it. You can do it this way. This would be the whole. This would be the parts. This way, this would be the whole. This would be the parts. And last week I had you put a cup down on the paper and trace it so you can make your number bond. I hope that you still have that one, or you can go make a new one if you would like to use it today. I am going to be showing you how to use that for your worksheets. So remember, the whole is that big circle with those two lines coming off of it. And the parts, the whole has those two lines coming off of it, and it breaks it into parts. So remember, we talked about our 5 tower, and when we were in school, we talked about how we could break this apart. Remember, we would go snap, and we would break it. So we have two different parts now. So 5 was our whole, and we brought it down those two lines into our parts. So what parts do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 4 and 1. So 5 is 4 and 1. Or 4 and 1 is 5. So remember, we could write it both ways. I want you to get your number bond or make a number bond and get something that you could use. I'm using the blocks because the worksheet I'm going to show you uses the blocks, so I want to show you exactly what it looks like on the worksheet. But I know you don't all have blocks at home, so you can just get 5 of something that you can use to count. So go ahead and pause this video if you need to, and we are going to look at our number bond and look at our worksheet for the week. So the worksheet is on my computer here, and if you see, just like I showed you, you have those blocks. So I showed you when I broke them apart, I showed you how I did 4 and 1 is 5. So we did 4 and 1 is 5, just like on here. 4 and 1 is 5. Now let's look at the next one. Let's count and see how many, because we count to know how many. So that is 1, 2. 1, 2. So I can count my blocks. 1, 2. And how many do I have left over? 1, 2, 3. Just like on this worksheet. 1, 2, 3. So I know that 2 and 3 is 5. Look at the next one. Let me count those to see how many. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 blocks. How many more do I need to make 5? 0. I already have my 5 tower. I don't need to put any more on there to make 5. So 5 and 0 is 5. And let's look at this last one. Just like this one up here. Look, I have 3. What was that other number I had here? 2. So 2 and 3 is 5. Or 3 and 2 is 5. Let's look at our number bond and see these numbers on here. So I have my number bond here, and I had 5 all together. I move my blocks down these lines to figure out my parts. So I know that 5 is 3 and 2, or 2 and 3 is 5. I can do that with different numbers. So that other one that we saw showed us 1 and 4. It said 4 and 1 is 5, or 1 and 4 is 5. So let's look back at that worksheet. I'm going to move it over a little bit here. There we go. Look at that. Now this is when you're going to be using those blocks or whatever you got to do your math. And you're going to figure this out for me. This is going to be your worksheet for this week. There's only 4 questions. 4 and what? What number do I need to put in here? 4 and 1. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. That's better for you. 4 and 1. So I would just make the number 1 here. I can use my blocks or whatever you got to help figure out the answer. I have 5 of them all together. I have the number 4 here. So I count to know how many I have left. I only have 1 left. So now I'm going to write the number 1. So I want you guys to write down those numbers. 4 and blank. 2 and 5 and 3 and use whatever item you have to count. Use your number bond and see if you can figure out those answers. Maybe you can even add a couple more in there. See how many that you can find out. I want you to go ahead and go and do those problems for me for your Worksheet Wednesday. Take a picture of your paper and then text it to me or put it up on Google Classroom. I can't wait to see all those smart answers.